Hello, and welcome to another webinar. We're excited for the presentation that we have today. Today it is on more patients. A lot of offices think that new patients is what the rage is all about, and we'll go over many of those things. But glad you're able to spend a few minutes with us. This will be short. It'll only be about 20 minutes, and so feel free to, if you have any additional questions, write them below, or you can email me at curtis, that's Curtis, at dentalintel.com. That's Curtis at dentalintel.com. And why don't we go ahead and jump into this while we're here. So first off, the title, like I said before, is More Patients, and it's not just about new patients. Here at Dental Intel, we are all about ensuring that doctors get more profits, and that is what we have is the #1 tool to optimize dental offices for profit and success. Not only do we maximize those profits, but most importantly, we improve your quality of life, making sure that it's fun to work in the office and also that you're excited to go home because you are stress-free. You're not having to worry about things going on in a day-to-day practice. I've been excited to work with dentists and seeing their excitement, their success, and their quality of life increase since for the last 7 years. I've been in the dental field. First worked in a dental office, being a patient advocate, making sure that patients got the treatment they wanted and were able to pay for it. Later moved into the marketing role, and now I get to work with dentists nationwide, and it's really exciting. I really love this field that you are in. So as we go forward with this, I highly encourage you to take notes. Taking notes and applying these simple mindsets that you'll be shown today, not only will you get more patients, but you will need to update all your other systems in order to handle and care for all of your active patients. Wouldn't that be nice to have to worry about taking care of your existing patients rather than worrying about getting more patients? Well, that's exactly what I promise you today will happen if you follow these 3 simple steps that we go over today. As knowing an office that's done this before, we have Dr. Greg, who's out of Tennessee, one of our clients, and he first started out with us and he had 45 patients a month that he got. Now, after a few months with working with us and after we're looking at his numbers, he's getting over 400 patients per month in his pipeline, in his patients information, whatever you want to call it. He's getting 400 patients per month added to his active patients. And that's simply done not by any trick or anything like that. It's just simply done through looking at numbers. So let's look at a few real quick. First off, we have new patients. The bar on the left is showing you today's thinking. Over 80% of dentists think that they need more patients, when in reality only about 20% actually need patients. If you look at their systems and look at their information and numbers that they have in their practice, only about 20% really need those patients. Of course, everybody could benefit or use or like new patients, but as far as being successful, being profitable, and enjoying that quality of life, only a few percentage need to actually have those more patients. So here's your first quiz today. Which doctor would you like to be? Dr. A, Dr. B, or Dr. C? Look at these numbers. We got total income. We got gross profits. We've got on all different ranges here. As you're looking at these numbers, who would you like to be? As you can tell, Dr. B is definitely working more. Dr. C is averaging about the same, and their gross profits are all different ranges. If we jump to the next slide, I hope you're thinking, I can't tell which office I want to be because of a certain number. I hope that's what you're thinking right now, because we're going to jump into this next slide. Dr. A is definitely the person we want to go with because he is taking home 45% of his collections. Dr. B and Dr. C are taking home, these are your profits right here. Dr. B is taking home 100,000, Dr. C 99, about the same. Obviously, they were both working a lot harder than Dr. A, but Dr. A, who's looking at his numbers, he's able to tell, and he's able to take home 45% of his collections. That is our goal. That's what we strive for with all of our offices, and that's what we're accomplishing. We know how to do it, and we do it well because we know numbers. So going from that, we now want to know what our status quo is. If you want to get these numbers, if you want to be Dr. A and take home 45% and get more patients, as we're going to be speaking about today, we need to know the status quo. And as you can tell, I love pie charts, but this by far is my favorite pie chart. And this pie is pie I have eaten versus the pie yet I have eaten. Obviously, I have not quite eaten the whole thing, but one of our clients sent this over to me, and I thought it was pretty funny, so I thought I'd share it with you. Lastly, for those that are using metrics and using numbers within the office, only a few of them actually have metrics and use them. That light, the gray piece of the pie there, are the ones that have them and use them. Those that have metrics are able to pull them but don't know what to do with them are the light blue. Those that don't even know what metrics are or what to pull or what to do with them are the dark blue. It's amazing how big that piece of the pie is. And the reason for that is because you are a clinician. You are there to drill and fill. As far as knowing the numbers and as far as knowing what to do with them, that is somebody with a degree, either in an MBA, as somebody who has CFO knowledge, somebody who is analytic, who loves numbers. Most of you are artistic. You love dealing with teeth and have an artistic mindset. But for those that love numbers, that's a whole different mindset. So, in order to take those numbers and know what to do with them and be in that small percentage of the gray, we need to know your status quo. First off, these are the numbers I want you to pull. Write this down. This is what you want to write down. We have new patient numbers last year, last month, and this month. Now, so last year would be 2013. Last month, let's say it was April, and this month, even though it's just a few days into May, let's do the month of April. You want to know those numbers, right? Rescheduling percentage. This is, and with new patients and rescheduling percentage and recall, I'm going to go over how to pull those all out of your systems or from your patients, from your team members. But as we look at all these things, these are the numbers we want to pull. All right. Unfortunately, a lot of offices do not pull those numbers, and the reason why is because they have the mindset or the syndrome of what I call "do as I'm doing." These people are all around us, not only within dental practice, but all around us. Just lately in baseball, we had the New York pitcher who had pine tar that was stuck on his neck. He was caught with pine tar in his neck so that he could have an advantage. And he said, well, everyone is doing it. Does that mean it's right? I don't think it does. In addition, what if you caught your kid smoking pot and he or she responded, everyone's doing it? Would you say, oh, okay, well, if everyone's doing it, then yeah, go ahead and keep doing it? I hope not. I hope that's not what you'd say, and that's not what I want you to say within your office. Because a lot of marketing companies and a lot of offices are saying, you need new patients. I have the medium to get you those new patients, and if you don't get those use this product, your competition will. Well, how do they know that you need new patients? They're not looking at your numbers. They're not understanding. They're putting you in that category of 80% that think that they need new patients, when in reality you may not. And then when offices hear this, the team members say they follow along. They follow along that same mindset and say, I need new patients. Please give me an easy solution to get new patients. So all these marketing companies, all these businesses are coming up with new solutions that are quote-unquote easy to use so that you can get more patients. When in reality, some of those don't even get you new patients, and you may not even be needing them. So what do you want? Do you want new patients or do you want more patients? NPs or MPs? Think about that for a second. What do you want more? Do you want to work on and keep getting new patients month after month? Or do you want to just acquire more patients? Increase your production, increase your profits, increase your quality of life. Here's a scenario. Let's see here. Those are the numbers just to remind you to write down to make sure that in order to get more patients, these are those numbers that I talked about earlier that we need to write down, right? Okay, so, but here's a scenario. Imagine Dr. Johnson, let's say, had 1,000 patients as of January 13th. The team rescheduled 80% of those people. Every time somebody came in, they rescheduled 80% for a next appointment. How many patients does Dr. Johnson have in December 2013? Think about that for a second. He has 1,000 patients, and the team is doing really good, quote unquote, really good, and they're rescheduling 80% of those clients or patients to come back in for a follow-up appointment or for a new hygiene, whatever it might be. How many patients do you have in December 2013? Well, if they come in twice a year, which they should, right, for their cleanings, you only have 640. Ouch, that hurts. You start out with 1,000 patients and you end up with 640. How do we fix this? Are you ready? I hope you're ready, because here we go. We're going to tell you exactly how to fix this. First off is rescheduling. Rescheduling, we need to track it. It's worth every cent. It's worth every cent that you spend in obtaining this percentage. We need to find out how many people are being rescheduled. Now, to get this number, unfortunately, you cannot pull a report. It needs to be manual. But it's as simple as taking the number of patients you've seen in that day and how many set a future appointment. And I don't care if that appointment's a hygiene, treatment, crown seat, any future appointment. All I want to know is the percentage of the people that come in your office, how many are getting rescheduled. So if you had 10 people come in and 9 people rescheduled, 90%. Write that down, and then the next day you write down the next percentage. And we want to get an average to see where that percentage is going. Is it going up or is it going down? Also, this is a great way to track the front desk or whoever's doing the rescheduling to ensure that they're doing a good job. And if they're hitting good numbers, they're going to go home happier. They're going to go home with more satisfaction, come back to work, and be more excited day after day because they know what they're tracking and they have more control over a certain aspect. Now that's a whole different webinar that we'll go over. Second is recall. This is also something that you need to know and that you need to track. But how do you track it? In Dentrix, for example, there are multiple ways to get this number, and each way will track it. Each way that you track it, you'll get a different number. So here's an easy way to track this number that we want to see go up and to stay consistent. But most importantly, it's a very telling number. You got your pens out? Here it is. What you want to track for recall is the number of future appointments. And you may say, oh, but what if a patient has two appointments? It doesn't matter. I want you to track your future appointments to see if that's going up or down. Any software will tell you this number. No matter how you pull it, it'll be the same number every time. But you want to pull it every day and track it to see if that's going up and down. That's the reason why I got our little time machine on here, is for future appointments. Future appointments is the number that you want to track for recall. Once again, doesn't matter if it's a hygiene, a crown seat, a bridge prep, a root canal, wisdom teeth, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Future appointments. We want to see if that's going up or going down. It's going to be a very, very telling number as we go forward. Lastly, this is the easiest one, and the one I hope you're doing every day anyway, and that is tracking new patients every day. It's a simple one to pull out, much easier than the rescheduling percentage or the recall, which is future appointments. But by simply monitoring these trends and informing your team where the trends are going, you will increase patients. Guaranteed. You don't have to implement any. You don't have to buy any new software. You don't have to buy any a new tool or gadget, all you have to do is track those three things, and I guarantee your more patients will increase. You will get more profits, and you will be living a happier lifestyle. It's as simple as math. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Well, guess what? Follow these three steps, and you will get more patients. Guarantee. That's something we've seen over and over again. Now, this is an interesting number. There's metrics and numbers within a practice. There are over 400 numbers that you can be tracking, and that you need to be tracking to make decisions for where the future is for your practice. A lot of these numbers should not be overlooked. If you are able to consistently monitor these numbers, then you're amazing. I want to get your address. I want to talk to you. If you're able to monitor and look at over 400 numbers and know what to do with them, I want to talk to you. I'm assuming you're not. I'm assuming you're not tracking all these numbers and knowing what to do with those numbers. But when you monitor those and know what action items are required to make change, then you will succeed. Dental Intel has this information. We have the technology. We have the technology to pull all that information and give you 3 to 4 action items to work on daily. In addition, we give you a dental-specific CFO. That's a Chief Financial Officer, for those that don't know. A CFO who is able to monitor all those numbers and consult with you to know what actions are required to increase profits and success within your practice. These are numbers. This is something that's been proven not just in the dental industry, but in all industries, that if you track numbers, if you follow them, if you listen to what they say, and not just look at what happened, but if you listen to what they're saying, you will be successful. What's the big takeaway I want you to make from today on getting more patients? Don't make decisions based on emotions. Don't be the sheep. Don't follow. Don't do as I'm doing. Make decisions based on numbers, based on statistics, based on analytics, based on metrics. Do not make decisions based on emotions. I hope that this information was good for you. I hope that you're able to write these things down. If you weren't, feel free to, once again, email me. My email's curtis@dentalintel.com. Here it is right here. I'd love to give you a free analysis for your practice with metrics. We do this for dentists nationwide, and we'd be happy to work with you as well. Until next time, I hope all is well. Feel free to check us out on the web at www.intel.com. You'll see some good information there as well. But I hope you become more profitable, become more successful, and most importantly, have a better quality of life. Until next time, I'm Curtis Marshall, and this is a presentation on more patience. Thank you.